Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode.
No way. Oh, no!
Fans have learned all too well how important it is to have fans in the stands, as wrestling just isn't the same without the WWE Universe's cheers and boos. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at the biggest pops in WWE history. Number 1. Mankind defeats The Rock for the WWF Championship, Raw, 4th January 1999. This is the match that saw Mick Foley finally grab wrestling's brass ring, defeating The Rock to win his first WWF Championship. Things looked bleak for Mrs. Foley's baby boy, with outside interference from Vince and Shane McMahon, along with Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe. Fortunately for Foley, Stone Cold showed up lending a hand, taking out the interference and clobbering The Rock with a steel chair, positioning Foley to cover the most electrifying man in sports entertainment for the win and a huge pop. Although the match was taped on 29th December 1998, it didn't air until 4th January 1999. Leading to the infamous moment when WCW's Eric Bischoff had Tony Schiavone give away the match results.
If you're thinking about changing channels to our competition, we want to let you know that Mick Foley, who once wrestled here as Cactus Jack, is going to win their world title.
Leading to WCW fans tuning in to watch Foley's big victory.
It turned out to be not only a big victory for me in the ring, but a huge victory for WWE in the ratings.
Number 2. Stone Cold Steve Austin saves the WWF from the Alliance, Raw, 16th July 2001. Stone Cold Steve Austin was a sad panda in the summer of 2001 and seemed a shell of his former ass-kicking self. For Vince McMahon, this couldn't have come at a worse time, as WCW wrestlers had begun an invasion of the company and were soon joined by former ECW stars, with Vince's children Shane and Stephanie turning on him in a bid for control of the WWF. Fortunately for Vince, he was able to bring the old Stone Cold back.
I hope I see you there later tonight.
And on 16th July 2001, Austin saved a group of WWF superstars from a gang attack by the Alliance. As the ECW and WCW stars pummeled a greatly outnumbered WWF crew, Austin arrived on the scene, taking out the Alliance forces backstage and then making his way to the ring as fans went wild. Number 3. The Rock vs. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, Wrestlemania 18. While wrestling legend has it that the fans' cheers for Hollywood Hulk Hogan during this epic match against The Rock at Wrestlemania 18 forced the promotion to turn him babyface, the truth is, the WWF already knew WWF fans weren't going to boo him, and his face turn was planned before Mania. While wrestling's Real American claims he and The Rock changed the match based on the crowd reaction,
once we got in the ring, that whole walkthrough that we did in Miami had to get readjusted.
His babyface turn was in the works beforehand. Nonetheless, few people expected the incredible pop Hogan received when he battled The Rock, with Hulkamania running wild for the next few months. Number 4. The 10-minute standing ovation, SmackDown, 16th May 2002. As big as Hogan's pop was at Wrestlemania 18, nothing prepared him for the ovation he received from the fans in Montreal, Quebec. The fans gave Hogan a 10-minute standing ovation, showing that they were some of the world's most die-hard Hulkamaniacs. Years later, Hogan would recall the ovation. "I didn't know there was that much love and that much respect for Hulk Hogan in Montreal. I remember that they cheered and they wouldn't sit down. It almost ruined the show because they cheered for so long I couldn't get them to shut up. They were so respectful and gave me so much love." There are some arenas where the fans are known for being vocal, and Montreal is definitely one of them. As we'll see, these can vary from arenas to smaller venues. Number 5. The British Bulldog defeats Bret Hart, SummerSlam 1992. When the WWF decided to hold 1992's SummerSlam at Wembley Stadium in London, England, it only made sense that the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith would main event the show against Intercontinental Champion Bret Hart, leading to WWF champion Randy Savage defending his title against the Ultimate Warrior before the Smith and Hart clash. A crowd of 80,355 fans lost their minds when Smith defeated Hart. Winning the Intercontinental Championship. The match is widely regarded as one of the best, if not the best, in SummerSlam history, and was fondly remembered by Smith and Hart. Number 6, Triple H returns to WWF after quad injury, Raw, 7th January 2002. After spending over 8 months on the shelf thanks to a devastating injury to his left quad muscle,
felt like I'd been shot in the thigh. Really strong sensation.
Triple H returned to the WWF on the 7th January 2002 edition of Raw, with an enthusiastic Madison Square Garden giving the game a hero's welcome. Although Helmsley was a heel when he was injured, his remarkable recovery led to the fans embracing him as a babyface, and they made sure Triple H knew how happy they were to see him back, nearly blowing the roof off the Garden. Number 7, John Cena returns at 2008 Royal Rumble. Madison Square Garden has been home to some memorable moments, including John Cena's unexpected return to WWE at 2008's Royal Rumble after tearing his pectoral muscle from the bone the previous October.
Can't think about the injury, the pain. I gotta focus on getting better.
Cena wasn't expected back in the ring for months, so to say the fans were surprised is a considerable understatement. The Garden erupted, and even the Boo Birds couldn't help but show some love for Cena's surprise return. That night, everyone seemed to be a Cena fan, and Cena topped the night by winning the Rumble. Number 8, Hulk Hogan slams Andre the Giant at Wrestlemania 3. The Irresistible Force met the Immovable Object at 1987's Showcase of the Immortals, and while Randy Savage vs. Ricky Steamboat stole the show, it was the main event between WWF champion Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant that sold out the Pontiac Silverdome, ensuring the WWF was going to be around for some time to come. The story of an embittered Andre wanting a title shot against his longtime friend Hulk Hogan made for a fantastic storyline.
It's the first time any wrestling fans had seen Andre turn heel.
For 15 years, that is undefeated.
Although the match wasn't a 5-star classic, it made up for it in spectacle, as seen when the Hulkster lifted Andre and slammed him, with 93,173 fans on hand erupting with cheers as it happened.
Athlete in the world today, look at this! He slammed it!
And although the attendance figure has been disputed, there's no disputing the huge pop Hogan received. Number 2, Chris Jericho debuts in the WWF 1999. The summer of 1999 saw a mysterious clock ticking down at WWF events that read "Countdown to the New Millennium," mirroring the public's concern over the looming year 2000 and the rumored Y2K bug that would shut down computers when the clocks turned over.
With nearly everything in our economy run by computers, the prospect of a digital meltdown is too huge to contemplate.
On 9th August, fans learned who was behind the clock as former WCW star Chris Jericho showed up, proclaiming that
Raw is Jericho!
and that he was in the WWF to save it. The fans in Chicago broke out with thunderous applause. The beginning of a fantastic career in the WWF. 10. Daniel Bryan wins the WWE Championship, Wrestlemania 30. The road to WrestleMania was certainly a long and winding one for Daniel Bryan in 2014, as the leader of the Yes movement rallied his fans to force Triple H to give him an opportunity to compete for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 30. First, however, Bryan would have to defeat Triple H at the Show of Shows, with the winner competing in a triple threat match against champion Randy Orton and Batista. Bryan defeated Triple H and advanced to the main event, where he overcame the odds, becoming the world champion and confirming the fans' faith in him. Naturally, the WWE Universe erupted in a loud laudation, one of those two rare moments when the fans drive the WWE's booking decisions. 11. Rob Van Dam wins the WWE Championship One Night Stand 2006. Not everyone who wins the WWE Money in the Bank briefcase chooses to cash it in with little notice. When Rob Van Dam won the briefcase at WrestleMania 22, he gave Cena fair warning.
I'm cashing in the Money in the Bank. Judy, love it!
And the two battled at 2006's One Night Stand pay-per-view, with a pro-ECW crowd cheering RVD as he battled Cena.
Nice throw.
After some unexpected interference from Edge, RVD hit the 5-star frog splash on Cena.
I guess, all right.
Winning the belt and unleashing sheer fandemonium in the Hammerstein Ballroom. 12. Stone Cold Returns, Backlash 2000. It seemed like an eternity when Stone Cold Steve Austin was written off WWE TV at 1999's Survivor Series.
Oh dear God.
In order to undergo much-needed neck surgery. On 30th April 2000, the Rattlesnake returned to the WWF, lending The Rock some much-needed help against Triple H and Vince McMahon's interference. Stone Cold's name shows up several times on our list, a reminder of just how incredibly over he was during his time in the ring. Number 13. Dolph Ziggler cashes in Money in the Bank 2013. After months of repeated failures to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase,
Rodriguez has stolen the contract! Rodriguez has intercepted the contract!
Dolph Ziggler finally got things done, cashing it in on injured World Heavyweight Champion Alberto Del Rio and defeating Del Rio.
We got us a new world champion! A new champion! Dolph Ziggler!
Ziggler's cash-in was much welcomed by fans, despite Ziggler playing a heel and Del Rio playing a face.
They knew that I was the future of this company.
14. Brock Lesnar returns to Raw, 2nd April 2012. After a championship run in UFC, Brock Lesnar opted for a much easier job in the WWE, returning to the promotion in 2012 on the 2nd April Raw. Attacking John Cena and beginning a dominant run in the WWE that continues to this day.
And another one to Cena. Cena landed right on the back of his neck again.
There's no denying that the fans were thrilled to see Lesnar return, and him F5ing John Cena only added to the fans' exuberant reaction. 15. Hardy's return, WrestleMania 33. Jeff and Matt Hardy had been gone from the WWE since 2009 and 2010 respectively, so imagine the pop they received when The New Day introduced them as the surprise entrants in WrestleMania 33's Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the WWE Tag Team Championship.
What? Oh my! You gotta be kidding me!
The fans went ballistic at Matt and Jeff's return along with their subsequent victory, making this both a WrestleMania moment and one of WWE's biggest pops.
The Hardy Boys are 7-time champions!
16. The Rock returns, Raw, 14th February 2011. Despite a successful Hollywood career, The Rock decided to make a series of high-profile appearances in WWE, beginning with the riveting reveal that he was going to host WrestleMania 27. The announcement came on the Valentine's Day edition of Raw, and it was truly a night of love, as the fans showed their adoration for the Great One with some raucous cheers. This was just the beginning, however, as The Rock would go on to wrestle John Cena in back-to-back matches at WrestleManias 28 and 29. Well guys, there you have it, the 16 biggest pops in WWE history. What are the biggest pops you remember? Be sure to leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.